Welcome back to Truvine Counseling podcast on a Saturday morning with Linda and Rachel. Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to talk about the power of your subconscious mind. Ooh, what does that sound like, Rachel?
Sounds deep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Explain the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
Are we aware of the subconscious mind or not?
Based on some of the things that I've read and listened to, there's some little messages that we're sending below that's not happening in the front of our thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's that deeper level of thinking that, say you get a message that you're going to be great from someone that mattered to you growing up, and then you start to believe that thought, and then you live up to that expectation of being great, whatever that means to you. If that's being a great athlete, that's being a lawyer, a doctor, a reality TV show person.
Okay.
So the subconscious mind is not what you visibly can see or hear, or it's more like something on a deeper level in your mind, is the way I understand it.
Okay.
Yeah.
From messages that we heard from the people that mattered to us when we were children.
Yeah, some of that. Yeah, or teacher. Or, you could go to the doctor and the doctor say, I'm really, think that your blood pressure is high, and say your blood pressure wasn't high. And the doctor said your blood pressure was high because he had something wrong with his measuring tool or his blood pressure tool, but he told you your blood pressure was high. Well, you believe that thought because he's an expert witness, right? He's an expert.
Yeah.
So you adopted that belief because he was an expert, and your blood pressure got high. Power of suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah. So how do you think that impacts an individual's thoughts on a daily basis? Like the power of suggestion and...
Yeah, well, if we're absorbing everything that we hear about us, if a lot of that is perceived as negative, it could have a huge impact on, or positive, it could have a huge impact on like mood, personality.
Yeah.
How much effort you put into things.
Yeah.
Lots of things.
Definitely. So what happened was, and you're right in saying that, because when I was a teenager, I was having, I probably shared that with you, I was having anxiety and performance anxiety when I was a majorette,
Yeah.
and I would just pass out from panic attacks, didn't know what was going on with me. And just in the fight or flight, there were some family things happening as well, but I would just be so wired up and so tense. I felt like my molecules were shaking.
Wow.
At times. Like the insides were shaking.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So I went to this library in my town, and I came across this book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. It's by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Highly recommend the book. Highly recommend it. And I opened this little book up, in my teenage years. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe this crap. This is a bunch of crap.
She highly recommends it, but these were her first thoughts.
This was my first thought as a teenage girl.
Yeah.
And this is my first introduction to psychology, right? He says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Well, as a woman thinketh, so is she. I was like, what is this hogwash? I can't think my way through panic. I just thought this was stupid. So then he started talking about, people who had bought into his ideology or his pop psychology, positive thinking and all this. And he would go around to these and do conferences. And so he there was this 75-year-old lady, and she was lonely and widowed, and she had listened to his conference or something like that, and she really felt sad and alone, and so she thought, well, I'm going to adopt this, and I'm going to ask the universe for a husband. And she said every day she affirmed and asserted that she would get a husband. And lo and behold, she met this pharmacist. He was old and retired, and not, or actually he was older, and he was around her age, and he wasn't married. And so they got together within like a month. So she started believing, oh my gosh, if I put it out there and I tell myself, my subconscious mind, that I'm going to meet someone and live a happily ever life, that's what I'm going to do. And she attracted that. And I was like, okay, this is a bunch of bull. I was like, this is so dumb. So, and so then I just thought, I'm going to start trying this. I'm going to give this a try. And so, the next few days I started, thinking positively. I was like, okay, I am going to be calm today. I'm going to, as I thinketh, I'm going to think pure thoughts. I'm going to think on what things are good. And that's some of that biblical stuff too. Mm-hmm. Think on what's pure and good. And I started the anxiety started to dissipate some. Now I still needed, my own counseling and all that good stuff, of course. Because, there was stuff happening in my house. There were things I could not control.
Right.
So I want people to know, in hearing this, even though I adopted some positive thinking, that there are some times when you need chemical help and you need counseling.
Right.
Okay? I'm not saying that
this is a cure-all for everything.
It's that inner speech stuff. So what are you thinking based on what I've shared so far? What's coming up for you?
I'm intrigued by the fact that you start reading this book. Mm-hmm. You're saying this is a bunch of hogwash. This is bull. But something made you continue to read. You didn't return it to the library.
Mm-mm.
You didn't sit it down and forget about it. Like you kept going. You wanted to learn more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really opened up something different. So I started practicing it in little ways. Like I started having, I got the hiccups, and I hate hiccups. Do you hate hiccups?
And when I get them, they last forever. So
yes,
I'll have them for like 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah,
and they're kind of painful.
Yeah, it's just annoying and disruptive. And makes it difficult to concentrate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I used his method to get rid of hiccups. I think I was still a teenager. I was like, I'm going to see if I can tell my brain to stop hiccuping. And I did. I sat and focused. It's like, the hiccups are gone. I can breathe. The hiccups are gone. I no longer have the hiccups. I did that for, focus just on that. Can breathe, the hiccups are gone, and I told my subconscious mind that they were gone. Within 30 seconds, they were gone.
Wow.
That's
awesome.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And so I started sort of applying those principles to, college, and when I entered college, and I started realizing we have a lot more access to positive things than negative things, and negative things still happen.
Sure.
I'm not saying just because you ask the universe for good stuff that you're not going to have negative things happen. So yeah, but it made life easier for me. So I was like, well, if I could start to adopt more healthy thoughts, positive thinking, I wonder what's going to happen, and I started applying that into my daily life. So, and it's proven to be very helpful to me.
Yeah. So, as you say, I would sit and I would focus on like a positive saying, what I wanted to happen. Does it relate a lot to mindfulness and meditation and kind of focusing your energy on what you want in life? It sounds similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the folks out there who are listening and thinking, I want to start doing this, I want to see if it can help me, what do you recommend? How do they start to incorporate this in their daily life?
Yeah, so start with something small. What could be small in one of our, a listener's life, something that's small that they would like some change in. What might you think that'd be? Very tiny.
Maybe I just want to feel less tired. Is that small enough?
Yeah.
I want to have more energy.
You just did the affirmation.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're trying to overcome feelings of fatigue and tired, what you might do is, when you go into a meditation or a mindfulness exercise and you incorporate using the power of the subconscious mind, what are some affirmations you can tell yourself when you do that?
So, okay, we're focusing on the positive and what we want.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
I'm going to be still and I'm going to be thinking. I'm going to have more energy. I'm going to stay alert and active today.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Good. Very good. So I am energetic. I'm feeling like I can get so much done today. I have just this overall magnificent energy. You want to use these words, these adjectives, because it does help the subconscious mind.
So even though in reality I'm feeling very tired and bogged down, I'm putting out into the universe, I feel energetic.
Yes.
I feel light on my feet. I am going to get so much done today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you like that concept?
When I said I'm feeling light on my feet, I really did feel a little bit lighter. That sounds crazy, but I don't know if you noticed, but my posture, I sat up.
We'll get things done today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see this really working.
It so does, yeah. And then, later I don't know if I was in my 20s or late 30s, I watched, Oprah talks about it, Oprah Winfrey, in the book The Secret.
Oh, okay.
Which isn't really a secret at all.
Yeah.
Have you watched or read that book?
I have not. I've heard about it.
Yes.
And I've probably watched a YouTube video somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
I like Oprah. I watch her on YouTube a lot. So.
Yeah, she has utilized that same concept, is my understanding. She said that, she would do some of this, The Secret, which is the law of attraction, which is, I'm putting out there positive energy, and I'm going to visualize, which I encourage, vision boards for clients that are looking at their set goals for that year or their life.
Yeah.
What kind of house do I want to live in? What career do I really find meaning and purpose in? And how, what is that career going to be? Putting that up on a vision board. How much money do I want to make in a year? And writing that down on a vision board. Some people take magazine articles and they put those on their board. Some people draw it. I draw it just because I like to draw.
Yeah.
I'm not an artist either. I just like to draw the house. I don't care about the house. I do care about a log cabin. Yes, log cabin would be my vision on my vision board, which I do have a vision board.
I have a Pinterest vision board.
Yes.
It's like locked, so only I can see it, but.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's visually does what for you?
It's neat because it's like a layout of what I want my life to be, like where I'm going. So I have, pictures of houses on there and stuff about counseling. And I had a car that I wanted on there, and now I have that car. So
yes.
It's just like motivating. It's like, okay, I want these things in my life. How do I make it happen?
Yes. And because you put it on the board, you're telling your subconscious mind, this is what I want.
Oh.
Yeah. And if I put it out there, I'm going to attract that towards myself. Which is a neat concept.
It really is.
Yeah. I like it because positive psychology goes hand in hand with the power of subconscious mind and the law of attraction. It's just an amazing tool to use for, setting the tone and the mood of your day and your life. What do you think? Do you have any other questions? Like, you think about the law of attraction. Well, okay, let's talk about the.
I was gonna say, give some folks the basics of the law of attraction.
Yeah. So if I go out there and I go to the retail store, and I walk in, and the clerk's standing there, and I've got my clothes, and I interact with them, and I say, "Hey, how's your day going?" I genuinely am interested to know because I really like people. And she says, "Oh, I don't know, it's been kind of a rough day." "Oh man, you've had a rough day?" "Well, I mean, your hair is so pretty. And I really like her hair." So what I'm doing is I'm trying to do a positive interaction with her to help elevate her mood. So I'm attracting that positive energy and I'm sending it her way. I'm sending her good vibes. I'm giving her, something positive for her day. And inevitably, most of the time, unless I meet a really mean, sour individual who's jaded, they light up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the law of attraction states that if I give out good energy and good intentions to you, you're going to give out good intention and good energy to me. If I send out negative energy towards someone, I'm going to get negative energy back from that someone or towards the universe.
Okay, so is that... It's sounding like that word karma.
Sure, yeah.
Would that be...
Reaping and sowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm making a lot of good deposits into our bond, you're inevitably going to give me back some good deposits. Now, and we talked about boundaries last week.
Yeah.
Inevitably, you may run into someone who will take advantage,
Oh, yeah.
of your good nature. Yeah. So what do you want to do then? You want to start saying no and stop putting so much into it, because not all people are receptive to positive interaction.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that experience where
you smile and you're expecting those mirror neurons like smile back, but they just stay stone faced, and you're like, "Whoa, what happened?"
And they're stonewalling you, and then you're like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta put a wall up here. What's happening?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I think that people that stonewall you, they've got unresolved trauma, anger, and been treated by people closest to them so badly that stonewalling that they give you is their shield to protect them from getting hurt.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree. Yeah.
So I just resolve they're having a hard time, something's bothering them. It isn't what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So you see that reframe too. It's a positive reframe. That's what the subconscious mind. I'm going to tell my subconscious mind, "Oh, I must have a booger on my nose. I must look bad today." I'm not going to say negative things to myself about that interaction. Why not?
Then it'll happen.
Yeah.
It could happen. Yeah.
I will eventually have a booger on my nose that day. Yeah. It is fun too. I mean, it's not superstitious. It's not really. It's really just about, I think just having good intention towards self and towards others. Yeah. So, the law of attraction That's why in that book, or actually in the movie The Secret or whatever, that they call it wishful thinking. I'm talking to a genie in a bottle making 3 wishes. They make it silly, but if you really ask, seek, and knock, the door will be opened.
Yeah.
And I believe that verse, for my religious background, means if I'm asking my Creator for something good and I'm knocking on the door and asking Him for it, He's going to give that to me, because it's not going to bring harm to anyone.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So does the book, because it is, I have not read the book that you talked about at the beginning of the podcast, but I was researching about it, and they called it a spiritual self-help book. So does he relate like this power of the subconscious mind to prayer?
Yes.
In the book? Because it mentioned that. So that's really neat.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So if you're meditating or you're in prayer, you're asking for, the things that are good in your life, health, your family, positive things to happen for you and others. And you're asserting those things. And he does talk about, and I haven't read it for a little while, and I just started rereading it, about reaping and sowing. So, if I'm going around robbing everybody, I'm going to get robbed. Right. I'm going to lose it all. But if I'm going around giving, I'm going to receive.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I'm just sitting here thinking, like, we've come up with so many words for things, meditation, prayer, sending positive energy into the universe. It's like, call it what you want.
Of course.
Whatever you're comfortable with. But it works.
Yeah. I mean, if you're, thinking on negative things, what happens for you in the day?
Oh gosh, negative thoughts, contribute to negative emotions. You're going to feel angry, sad, it affects your body. You're going to feel tired, tense, right? And it's going to affect your behavior. You're going to lash out or avoid people and then become lonely. I mean, it really is a downward spiral. It's amazing how much your thoughts really do impact the rest of your life, emotionally, physically, and behaviorally.
Very good. Yeah, that's it. Well stated. So if I believe I'm going to, and thoughts can also be, be beliefs. So if I believe I'm a good person and I love to help people, my thoughts are going to line up with that.
Yeah.
If Rachel believes she's a great counselor, her behaviors and thoughts will tend to line up with that in your interactions with your clients. So what you tell your subconscious mind from an early age, and what if you adopt beliefs like, say if you had a bad parent and they were always angry and they told you weren't going to ever amount to anything, you're never going to amount to anything. Well, your core belief might be, I might not ever amount to anything.
Yeah.
So you go to school, I'm not going to amount to anything. And your face goes sullen and you don't try. But then you had a teacher look at you and say, you are the brightest kid I've ever met. And then you get into this cognitive dissonance. Well, my dad says I won't amount to anything. But my teacher says I'm so bright. I think I'm going to believe what my teacher said about me. Yeah. And then, once you start believing that and telling your subconscious mind, I am bright, you're going to counter that negative belief that I'm not going to amount to anything. And your actions, your thoughts, you're going to try in school. I'm going to show this teacher how bright I really am. And you start doing those things. And hopefully, prayerfully, our kids that we have have heard someone tell them how bright they are, if they didn't have anyone. You know, what you say to a child does matter. Yeah. So
you can create a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Tell our listeners,
bad.
what that is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's what we've been talking about, self-fulfilling prophecy. What I believe about myself is what I will become. If I believe that I'm a failure and I'm unworthy of love, I will inevitably fail and be lonely.
There you go. Yeah. So that's why we talked about last week about boundaries and how that kind of connects to this. So how does that kind of connect with this in our interactions with people?
Well, I think there's balance, right? So we want to send, positivity out. We want to, believe in the good in ourselves, but we don't want to be enablers and allow people to take advantage of us, right?
Yeah.
So if I believe I'm a kind person, I'm a good person,
and you are.
I help others.
She is.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But then I have someone in my life who wants to take advantage of that. And like we were talking about last week, they call me last minute and want me to come over immediately, help them move, whatever. Okay, a kind, good person wants to help them move. But at the same time, I know that this is a pattern for this person. And so I'm going to set a boundary. I really needed more notice. Had I been given more notice, I could have helped you, but I have other plans today.
Yeah.
Right?
I hope you get what you need today, and I'm not available.
Yeah, I hope you're able to move successfully. Congratulations on the new house. Right?
Yeah.
I'm still, and then I go on still acknowledging that, I'm a good person.
Yeah.
I still help people. I'm just not going to let that interaction ruin my day.
Good.
I'm not going to let people take advantage of my
Goodwill.
Exactly. Thank you for helping me out there.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me assist. Yeah. So in a toxic relationship, you're constantly giving, and this person is so negative and so negative towards you, towards themselves, towards others. And when you're around them, you just feel drained and exhausted, and just those experiences. So the power of the subconscious mind would say this person is not helping, or they're not bringing good energy into your world, and you want to love them from afar.
Yes. Yeah. No, some people and places, like an organization, I believe, can have a culture that drains your energy. It feels kind of soul-sucking, right?
Yeah.
So people and places can do that. And like you said, you've got to distance yourself. Love from afar. I like that.
Love from afar. And that's not the Appalachian way.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. People are like, what do you mean create distance between me and my parents? Well, your negative experience with them time after time tells you what? That they aren't going to change, and when you're around them, you feel weighed down, heavy, and hurt.
Yeah.
Therefore, that bond is hurting you, and you can't be the best you. Your subconscious mind can't keep overriding negative signals sent out from those you care about. And if all you're getting back is negative signals, you're going to have to create space for your own view of self and make your inner thoughts be good and positive. Like bad company corrupts good behavior every time. One bad apple spoils the other apples. What's another saying?
Yeah. One bad egg.
One bad egg makes the other eggs in the
Yeah.
cart or container. What is it called? I don't know.
Spoil, rot, something.
Yeah. You know, and that's the, and I'm not talking about people that are battling depression. We're not talking about people that have a bad day or they lose someone close to them. It's not what we're talking about. What are we talking about?
I lost my train of thought. Can you repeat that? I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It's Saturday
I was
morning.
thinking of more scenarios.
She's already worked 50 hours this week, so she's exhausted. Yeah, she's exhausted. So, yeah, I'm saying, like, I don't want people to hear this and say, oh, well, you know, my depression can go away by thinking myself positively through it. That's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about day-to-day interactions, what you tell yourself about yourself.
Oh, like you're changing your beliefs?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, and I suggest getting some help with it. Like if you're trying and you're finding it difficult, go to a counselor. You know, they know this stuff and they can help you implement it in your daily life. Because if you have a deep-seated belief that you're a failure or you're worthless or you're unlovable, like that's really, really difficult to just change in a day. Like it's going to take time, you know. I would say practice kind of slowly integrating it by maybe doing some meditation, prayer, you know, what we talked about earlier, thinking about, you know, how much energy you have or how full of love you are, right? Or, you know, how worthy of a person you are, whatever you're striving to achieve.
Yes, very well stated. Yeah. So, you know, and you could have a chemical imbalance.
That too.
And you may need to get some help with that. We're not talking about those things. We're talking about, you know, the power of the subconscious mind is, you know, adopting a belief that's going to make you the best you can be.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that helpful
Yes.
to talk about?
I think so.
Yeah.
Thank you for enlightening us
Cool.
on the power of the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
All right. Thanks for joining us at True Vine Talks, and we hope you guys have a great weekend.
All right. Bye.
Bye.